Hey y'all, let's talk about X and Y intercepts. Our objective for today is I can find and use X and Y intercepts graphically and algebraically. I hope I spelled that right. All right, so we're going to start with graphically. See where it says X and Y intercepts? You're going to write in the word graphically. That just means we're going to find them on a graph. So the point where a line intercepts the x-axis is the x-intercept. It's pretty self-explanatory. Where the line intercepts the y-axis is the y-intercept. So for example, we're going to identify the x and y intercept. Well, my x-axis is usually, it's either labeled with an x or you know that it's the axis that's going left and right. In this case, my x-axis is right here. And my x-intercept is where the line crosses my x-intercept, or my x-axis. That is right here. I'm just going to make it a little bit easier to see. Boom, right there, x-intercept. And that is at the point 8, 0. Now my y-intercept is where my line crosses the y-axis. This is the y-axis right here. It's the up and down axis. And my y-intercept is where my line crosses my y-axis. That's right here. And that's at the point 0, 8. So let's just make this real obvious at the bottom here. My x-axis is 8, 0. My y-axis, sorry, not axis, intercept. My x-intercept is 8, 0. And my y-intercept is 0, 8. Sorry, y'all, the COVID brain fog is real. Now notice how my x-intercept has an 8 in the x part of the coordinate. You know how a coordinate is x, y? So my x-intercept has a number in the x part. And my y-intercept has a number in the y part. That's how you can tell them apart. And that's how you find your x and y intercepts graphically. You really just find where the graph touches the x and y axis. Moving on to algebraically. All right. I really should have set this up beforehand, but I did not think about it. Okay, finding intercepts algebraically. To find the x-intercept of an equation, you plug in y equals 0. But Miss Reeb, we're looking for an x. What do you mean? I do something with the y. Chill, you'll see. To find the y-intercept of an equation, you plug in x equals 0. And again, I'll show you right now in my example. So I'm going to find the x and y intercept of the equation, 3x plus 6. All right, well, I'm going to start with my x-intercept. And I'm actually, give me one hot second. There. Now we have some more space to work. First thing I'm going to do is find my x-intercept. And I do that by plugging in y is 0. So y equals 3x plus 6, or 0 equals 3x plus 6. I want to get the x by itself, so I subtract 6, I get negative 6 equals 3x. And then to get the x by itself, I divide by 3, divide by 3. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2 equals x. Notice, when I plugged in a 0 for the y, I was left with my x. That's why you're plugging in a y to get out the x-intercept. And this would be the point, negative 2, comma, 0. Now for my y-intercept, I'm going to plug in where x is 0. And I'm going to do that because it cancels out the x of the equation, and we're left with just a y. So now we leave our y equals 3 times 0 plus 6. So 3 times 0 is 0, plus 6 is 6. Y equals 6, which is the point 0, comma, 6. So our x-intercept is negative 2, 0. Our y-intercept is 0, comma, 6. And here's how we can solve this graphically. Or not solve graphically, but use a graph. No, use our x and y intercepts to make a graph. Boom, boom. Graphing by intercepts. This is on the next page. And I'm going to show you problem number 8. I'm going to zoom it in real big to make the graphing part easier for me. Okay. Negative 4x plus 5y equals 20. So previously, we learned how to rearrange the equation into slope-intercept form and graph it that way. Today, we're going to solve for your intercepts, plot the intercepts, and graph that way. So first, we're going to solve for our x-intercept. When we solve for an x-intercept, we plug in where y is 0. So we have our equation, negative 4x plus 5 times 0 equals 20. Negative 4x, 5 times 0 is 0, they cancel out, equals 20. To get the x by itself, we divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, we get x is negative 5. So I'm going to plot the point, negative 5, comma, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. All right, and now we're going to do our y-intercept. Our y-intercept is where x is 0. So we'll plug in a 0 for the x. Negative 4 times 0 plus 5y is 20. Negative 4 times 0 is 0, so those cancel out. We end up with 5y is 20. Then to get the y by itself, we divide by 5, divide by 5. We get y is 4, which is the point 0, comma, 4. So I'll graph the point 0, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I can just connect the dots with a straight edge. Boom. There's my line. And that's all I have for you today. I will see you in the future.